Today we are taking a look at the REBOR Tyrannosaurus Rex Cream Skullwalker, which is their most recent figure they've released at the time of filming this video. So as always, we'll take a quick look at the front of the box here. You can see with REBOR they always go with the same sort of design with their boxes. Very simplistic, which I do like, with the black box. Nice image of the figure there at the front with a description there at the top left and the REBOR logo there at the bottom right. And on the back of the box you can see the other version that REBOR do of this model, which is the mountain version. So we'll get this opened up and take a closer look at the model. And here we have the model out of the box with the tail attached. Now I did have quite a tough time putting the tail onto this model. I had to use heat, and when I tried heating up the tail and the base of the model where the tail fits into, it just wasn't fitting in all the way. So I had to get some oil, some vegetable oil, and I just rubbed it on the end of the tail and the base of the figure where the tail slots into, and I managed to fit it on that way. But it was a lot tougher than other REBOR figures I've had. But besides that, the model here looks absolutely amazing. As always, REBOR have done amazing with the details on this model, and it is a very large model. As always, we'll take a closer look at the head of this model, and as you can see, the amounts of detail are really great, especially on the head here. You can see the large scales on the head of the model here, and you can see that white paint, sort of bone white paint at the front of the snout there. Sort of cuts off just below where the eye is, and then it transitions into a darker colour. So the whole figure is in this like greyish black colour with the bone white coloration going throughout the part of the snout and then along the back of the figure, and you can see some of the striping there. And you can see on this side the eye of the figure, very small. It is yellow with a black pupil, and you do actually have a scar running down just below the eye. This model does have a articulated jaw. A lot of REBOR models do come with articulated jaws, and as you can see, detail on the inside of the mouth is really on point. You can see the fleshy colours there, and it's got this sort of glossy coat to it, which makes it really stand out. I really love the teeth on this. Very great detail there. As we look at the body of this model, you can see the detail on the scales continue on throughout the whole body. If you look at the scales at the top of the figure, you'll see that they're very large. Almost reminds me of sort of crocodilian, the way the scales are on the top there. And you can see the bone white colour carries on through the top of the animal here, and then you've got the white stripes running down. You can see the arms here on the model, which do have 2 digits, and you can look at the detail on the feet here as well. All the claws are done in sort of yellowish colour, as you can see here. You can see the great amount of detail that carries on in the scaling throughout the leg here. see a mixture of larger scales and slightly smaller scales. As we look at the tail here, you can see the striping on top does carry on a little bit throughout the tail, just hints of that bone white colour just on the top, and the detail on the scales. The tail does have bendy wire, so you can position it however you'd like to display your model. You can see the details on this figure, they are really amazing. Do have the articulated jaw. It feels a bit loose at this point. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the Tyrannosaurus kiss, which when the mouth is closed, mine is slightly opening. You can see that lovely bone white colour throughout the face and the large scales there, and that coloration is just amazing. Do have some nice larger scales along the top of the head. Does remind me of a crocodilian with these large scoots and scales. The teeth are done very well on this model. They've got some yellowish tones in there, which makes them look very realistic. And the inside of the mouth is done very nicely. It's got that glossy, wet look to it. Overall, I think this is another awesome model by REBOR. Initially, I wasn't too sure if I would get this model because I'm a bit limited in terms of display space for these REBOR figures because they are quite big. But I managed to make some room to have this figure in my collection, and I'm very glad that I did. I felt like this was the perfect version to go for over the mountain variant because you got the sculpt of the B-Rex from Peter Jackson's King Kong with the coloration of the skull crawlers from the Monsterverse Kong movie, and it's just a perfect combination of those two Kong movies in this one figure. Although you do have a few differences in the model sculpt, such as the arms. I believe the V-Rex in the movie has 3 digits, whereas you got 2 digits here. So you have a few subtle differences like that. But I think overall this is an amazing model by REBOR. So yeah, in my opinion, the Skullwalker version was the one to go for, and I'm very happy I did. It is a great model, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. It is one that I would definitely recommend picking up. It's a fantastic model, as you can see here, all the details. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.